time. I'm so excited. So stunning. I had the most fantastically amazing day. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Bauer Beauty Experience. I'm Jenny Bauer, your host of this channel and the founder of a skincare company called Bauer Beauty. We design anti-aging skincare for sensitive skin. If that's you, check out our links in the description because our products are incredible. On this channel, I talk about all things beauty related, mind, body, spirit, beauty related, personal growth, and day in the lives and things like that. Join the family. Subscribe now. So today I figured I would do a little talking about my current moisturizers in rotation. Oh my gosh, I have an angel sleeping back there. Do you see him? I'm gonna go through all the moisturizers I'm currently using, and I'm gonna let you know why I choose what I choose. I'm gonna let you know different key ingredients in each formulas. I'll show you how each formula looks, how it feels, what it smells like, if it smells like anything, and anything else I can think of, okay? So I guess I'll just start with this one since I'm holding it. This is the Rhode by Hailey Bieber, the Barrier Restore Cream. It took a while for me to warm up to this cream, but now I like it. It's the quintessential basic daily moisturizer that could replace a CeraVe, Laroche Posay, just a basic daily moisturizer that is not going to irritate you, that is a good multivitamin for the skin. At first I was just a little bored by this. I am into minimalism, especially when it comes to skincare and beauty, but something about the packaging for me still has to be pleasant to use, and for me this is just not very pleasant to use. It's not the color that I mind, it's not the fabric, it's kind of a combination of all of the above. So this is my go-to when I want something neutral, when I'm not feeling super dry, or when I'm not feeling I need something active. It's really just the basics. And it is also very, very basic in the formula and the texture. It's kind of a medium viscosity. It's not super watery, but it's not thick. It does hydrate the skin and replenish the skin, which I really like. It contains a lot of peptides. I think it contains acai, and it contains squalane and niacinamide. So I think it's a nice comprehensive formula. This is a formula I most often use at night. I like to use a very light layer under my sunscreen during the day, and this is not what I consider a light layer. Next is a product I use pretty much exclusively during the day. This is the Cetaphil oil-free daily moisturizing lotion. This is an extremely unique formula because of the fact that it is so light and watery. It is comparable to an essence. Do you guys remember essences? They come in the toner bottles. They're a thicker water. This is more of an essence than a moisturizer. It's amazing though. It's seriously amazing. It's the most perfect morning moisturizer. I use this over either the barrier serum or under the barrier serum, or I'll use it alone and I'll just put it over my vitamin C if I use one, or peptide serum. It's seriously amazing, and it's just the most perfect moisturizer for daytime in my opinion because it has no oil. So it deeply hydrates, so it's going to hydrate and plump the skin, but it's going to keep your skin balanced throughout the day. It's not gonna get excessively oily. The more hydration you have, the less oily you will be. And not that I don't like oil, I love oil as well. But this is a very unique feature, and I just am so obsessed with this moisturizer. Sometimes if it's hot and humid, I would consider using this at night and throw the Bauer Beauty Barrier Serum over it, or throw an oil, a squalane oil over it, because I do a little richer at night, but it's incredible. Okay, next is a cream that I barely use because honestly it's too occlusive for me now. It actually breaks me out. It's broken me out both times that I've used it. And you guys, this used to be one of my favorite creams. Maybe it's because of the climate shift, but I can't use this. This is a cicaplast balm by Laroche Posay. It has zinc. It has very rich, thick dimethicone. It is pretty incredible and amazing. I'm gonna show you the texture if you've never seen this. It's one of a kind. Do you see this? It is basically white when you put it on. It is super white and it is super pasty. I mean, it is occlusive. Do you see that occlusive ass layer? It really is amazing, and I've tried it two ways. I tried it, just putting it on a regular moisturizer, kind of thick like I normally do. I also tried putting on a very thin layer like I would apply an oil. So I put some on my hands and then I pressed it into the skin. Both times I broke out from it. And so I'm assuming it's just because of the climate change, because I used to use this all the time and didn't have an issue. And it's probably non-comedogenic, I would assume. So it's definitely the occlusivity that's breaking me out. Next, the Bauer Beauty Peptide Cream. This is the cream that I use when I want brightness and when I want plumpness and hydration, but I don't want something heavy. This is, I'll show you the texture of this. This one smells like a little bit like the natural ingredients. It's like the carrot extract in here. This is a really incredible gel hydrator. It's like a cream gel moisturizer. I love these consistencies because it's like the perfect combination of it's creamy, but it's watery. It's kind of like this, only in solid form. Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is definitely more solid than this. This is more watery, but they do very similar things. This also has a more high content of oil in it, despite the fact that when you put it on, it absorbs completely into the skin. This is an interesting formula. The Bauer Beauty Peptide Cream is an interesting formula because if you put it on dry skin, it's more like a occlusive layer, but if you put it on damp skin, your skin sucks it right up. It's kind of wild. So depending on how you want it to perform, you can apply it on damp or dry skin. It has Matrixyl 3000, it has ferulic acid, it has MSM, it has avocado, it has aloe, it has Centella asiatica, it has collagen, it has L-ascorbic acid, it has so many amazing freaking ingredients. It has peptides, obviously. So many incredible ingredients. So if I want something that's like extra nutrient dense, not too greasy, and like really want to focus on brightening and hydrating and plumping and just like restoring the skin, because MSM is amazing for like psoriasis or eczema or any type of irritation, and also because this is in an aloe base, it's also really good at healing. So that is when I use that. Next is a moisturizer that's annoying as hell because I can't get it open, but I did already use one of the jars. I mean, truly, I can't get it open. This is the Cloud Care by Agency Skincare. I think the packaging is really cute. Normally it's like it comes in a pump. Oh my God, now it's working. Now it's working. This is an amazing rich, it kind of is similar to a rich version of this, a more rich nutrient dense version of this, because this has oat in it as well, and it has ceramides, and it is so incredible. I use this if I feel irritated or extra dry, and I always use this at night. And the ingredient list is just very simple. Like I said, water, glycerin, shea butter, hyaluronic acid, ceramides, niacinamide, panthenol. It's really nice, and I'm glad to know it works. That is good news. Next moisturizer, it's a product that I recently got. I haven't used it a whole ton, but I'm going to tell you about it. It's the Advanced Snail 92 Cosrx moisturizer, and as you can see, it is very odd, very interesting and odd texture. It's like very syrupy, and the number one ingredient is snail secretion. So I don't know, am I the only one that's like kind of grossed out by that? There it is, snail secretion. So this prevents me a little bit from using it, the fact that it is so messy, and also I feel like it kind of goes on and dries a little bit hard. Maybe that's just the way that I've used it. Maybe I need to switch up the way that I use it. Add a couple pumps of oil or barrier serum in here, but its ingredients, like I said, it's mainly snail secretion, and it also has arginine, so it has an amino acid, it has panthenol, it has allantoin, it has, which is good for moisturizing and exfoliation, especially for sensitive skin. Hyaluronic acid, did I say that? Betaine is a moisturizer that helps to fill in the look of wrinkles. So this might have like a cosmetic effect too. So I want to continue to try it because Dr. Dre swears by this. She loves this, and that's what prompted me to get it. I would only use this at night. Next is the Bloom Cream by Beekman. That's, I guess, all worn, the name's like kind of worn out. I adore this cream. It's very unique. This product is really interesting because, like, I know all their products contain milk, goat's milk. It's almost like it feels curdled. Like, it's a very unique texture when you apply it, especially when you apply damp skin. It feels very like curdled. Not in a bad way, I just don't know how else to explain the texture. Let me just show you, but it's not gonna exactly explain it. It's so nice. Do you see how watery it melts down? It's very creamy, but then like it literally melts. Like when I hold my fingers together, I can feel the formula melting into this water. And do you see what I mean by it's curdled? It doesn't smooth out like evenly. It's like it turns into curdles. It kind of looks gross. It kind of looks gross. I love this cream. I adore this cream. It has goat's milk, aloe, milk protein, whey protein, niacinamide. I've never seen so much whey and milk in a formula. It has chamomile. It's a very unique formula, and I love the packaging. And so when I'm feeling dry or irritated, or I want just like a richer, basic nighttime moisturizer, this is what I go for. Next is this Dior Cica Balm. This is what I use kind of in the similar way to the Beekman. It's a richer restorative cream. So if I'm feeling dry or irritated, I need extra repair or extra things, I use this. It's also very basic. It doesn't behave the same way. That behaves like a pretty normal buttery kind of moisturizer, and it does not make you greasy. It contains water, glycerin, shea butter. It contains wheat germ, which I think is like good for restoring the skin barrier. It has centella asiatica, hyaluronic acid, sweet almond, and jojoba seed oil, and dimethicone. These are all really good at restoring the skin barrier. And I just adore this packaging as well. Second to last is the Bauer Beauty encapsulated retinol cream. This is what I use. I use this in two ways. If you don't know my obsession with this cream is the best over-the-counter retinol cream in my humble opinion, because it's literally my formula. So it smells to die for, like to die for. It smells very much like the retinol in here. It has silicone, it has safflower seed oil, it has retinol, it has sodium hyaluronate, it has silicone, it has ceramides. It's a very incredibly comprehensive retinol formula, and it's potent. I use this when I want to use retinol, which is like maybe 2 to 3 nights a week. And sometimes I use this as a standalone moisturizer, but a lot of times I actually layer it under moisturizer as well. So I put like kind of a thin layer of this, and then I layer a moisturizer on top if I want to use it as just a standalone moisturizer. I usually apply this directly on damp skin. I don't use a serum under it or anything. I like applying retinols on damp skin because I like them to be a little more irritating. The retinol cream is the perfect balance of rich and watery. It's an amazing like in-between consistency that is, comparing it to the Rhode, it's a little more emollient. I'm going to compare them right now so I know. The Rhode is a little bit more watery, and the Bauer Beauty is a little bit more emollient. So the Bauer Beauty is this one right here, and this is the Rhode. The Bauer Beauty is incredibly emollient for how thin it spreads out. In other words, it's not going to be like super greasy or heavy or occlusive on the skin like the cicaplast would be, but it's going to offer similar benefits. It's going to be very restorative because of the high emollient content. The Rhode is very watery. Wow, I never noticed that. But the Rhode, comparing these two because they're similar viscosities, this is why the Bauer Beauty just feels so much more nutrient dense and rich and interesting to me, is because it has so much more emollient content than the Rhode, but they both serve different purposes. The Bauer Beauty retinol cream, a little goes a long way with it. It's really amazing, and I also love that it contains ceramides and different, vitamin E like sunflower oil and safflower oil, because of the fact it's going to help to restore the skin while also infusing it with that retinol. It's a nice balanced, logical formula because your skin is going to need help repairing itself after the retinol and any type of acid or active. I want to say one thing before we talk about it. I actually have 2 more products. I used to get this question a lot, which is, how do you use so many products? Don't you break out? And this is actually a misconception, a large misconception. It is not normal to break out when switching skincare. It's just not normal. The only reason it would be normal is if you're using skincare that is irritating to you. When you rotate products, it should be a seamless transition because you are not using irritating products. Now, if I were to use a glycolic moisturizer one day and then a retinol moisturizer the next day and then a super fragranced salicylic acid serum the day after that, it'd be like, yeah, of course, I'm probably gonna get irritated from that. But I'm not using irritating products like that. Okay, next is this Biossance 100% Squalane oil. This is like my go-to. I used this last night because I developed a pimple, and so every time I get a pimple, I put this. I use this only. I put this directly on damp skin after I cleanse, and I just massage it in everywhere, and it always heals the skin. Like my pimple was way significantly improved just because I reduced my products and used oil. Now, had I increased my medicated products, this would be worse. For me personally, that's just how it goes. When I see breakouts of any type, I reduce my skincare to just oil and a basic cleanser, and that's all I do. Maybe after a few days, I would apply a little bit of a benzoyl peroxide. When choosing an oil, just make sure the ingredients say 100% squalane oil, meaning there are no other ingredients, there are no preservatives, there are no essential oils, there are no added ingredients. It should be pure carrier oil. That is what it's called. I like squalane, argan, and hemp. They're all zero comedogenic. Whether the scale is valid or not, it directly corresponds with how my skin reacts. I have no problems with those 3. Should I use jojoba seed, which is a 2, I believe, or coconut oil, which is a 4, I believe? Using multiple days in a row will break me out Squalane, argan, and hemp never break me out. They heal my skin very, very well. Okay, last is a sample that I received recently by Biologique Recherche. I really don't know. This is called the collagen cream, and it says a regenerating skincare product which visibly redensifies the epidermis, helps restore the skin structure. Okay, what's in here? Water base, glycerin, a few other emollients, niacinamide, yeast, peptides, lactic acid, allantoin, sodium lactate. I just love BR. Their formulas are so amazing. They're based out of France, and like the French chemists they just use different things. This is a kind of like the texture of the Bauer Beauty retinol cream. It's light but emollient and dense, and it has a smell kind of like baby food or oat. Very interesting. Never smelled it that close before. The girls at the med spa I went to were losing their mind over this. Really love it. I just can't say, it's not a big enough container to say like it's a go-to or it's something I need to buy at this point. Okay, I think that's it because I'm exhausted and I'm out of products. That's it. I hope you enjoyed. Happy Vlogmas, and we will see you mañana. Goodbye.